20 years ago, Maarten van der Weijden was a highly promising young swimmer. In 2001, he was diagnosed with leukemia, while still in his teens.
I was 19, I was focused on the next swimming competition, on the next World Championships. Always training hard, always working hard. And all of a sudden I was laying in the hospital bed and I was diagnosed leukemia. It felt like a nightmare. It felt like it was not me, but it was me.
A stem cell transplant helped him to escape the nightmare. After 6 months in a hospital bed, he was back in his element, the pool.
The first couple of years after my treatment, I was still lazy. I frustrated my parents a lot and they were complaining to my doctor that I was not doing a thing. And then I started to enjoy exercises and swimming a bit again. And to make a long story short, a couple of years later in 2008, I won Olympic gold medal. And it was almost like the surreal moment when I was diagnosed leukemia. But when I was diagnosed leukemia, it was a huge nightmare, and now it was a beautiful dream.
Petra Thaller was also diagnosed with cancer. In 2015, doctors found a number of malignant tumours in her breast. Chemotherapy helped to get the better of the disease, but for her there was another vital factor, the great outdoors.
I love it to be outdoors, because the inspiration outdoors is amazing. That's life. Life is not indoors, life is outdoors. And your immune system is stimulated by being outdoors. You need the vitamin from the sun, for your heart, for your health, for your love, for everything.
She was still undergoing therapy when she founded Outdoor Against Cancer, an organisation set up to encourage other cancer sufferers to help themselves through sport and exercise. From endurance training to weightlifting, or indeed toiling your way up a mountain.
Okay, let's start.
Petra Thaller is convinced of the positive impact of exercise for cancer patients.
Okay, a little burning and exhale out. And another deep breath in. All those ladies developed cancer a few years ago and they started to do sports. And they never stopped doing sports. They are healthy, funny, mental strong. That's really, for me, it's an amazing thing.
The benefits are not limited to stimulating circulation or strengthening the immune system. This kind of sports therapy is also about boosting your sense of camaraderie and being able to talk about the disease.
They're people where you don't need to worry about talking openly about the subject or spending time with them.
It's empowering to see these people here after work too. Even if I'm tired, if they can do it, so can I.
Sport does not kill cancer cells, but it does increase the chances of beating it, says Petra Thaller. Maarten van der Weijden has a different perspective. He has fortune, not fitness training, to thank for his survival.
I was the most lazy patient that you can imagine. And the strange thing is that my fellow patients, they did that fitness course, they were the fit ones, but the treatment did not help for them. And I was the lazy patient, and I was the one that had the luck to recover. I do not believe that the chance of recovery increases by doing more sports, doing your treatments. And I think we have to be very careful with not blaming patients that they do not sport enough. If society tells us that we can fight cancer and then we can battle cancer and win, we tell those people who do not recover from cancer, we tell them that they're almost weak and that they lost that battle. And I think that's not very fair.
As for the scientific point of view, over a decade ago, Germany's National Centre for Tumour Diseases in Heidelberg began examining the effect of physical exercise on cancer patients.
In 2016, I got the diagnosis and it felt awful. Like most cancer patients, they fall in a deep hole. I was very tired. I couldn't do gardening. I just didn't feel like it. I just read a book and I started eating chips, these potato chips. I was getting fatter. I started to get a stomach. I lost it here.
Sport and exercise cannot directly combat a tumour, although several hundred studies show that cancer patients who exercise live longer.
It can reduce certain side effects of cancer therapies and ensure that patients emerge fitter through the therapy and are able to cope better with their everyday lives. Plus, preliminary data suggests that physical exercise can lower the risk of relapse.
Research is currently being conducted to determine which kinds of exercise are most beneficial.
If we found a drug that is effective, you wouldn't say just take as much as you want. The dosage has to be right.
There is no special anti-cancer exercise as such. Depending on the tumour, it's the quality and quantity that matter. There might be an emphasis on endurance sport or strength training, depending on the case.
It gives my immune system a boost. I've got a lot more energy. It's great. It's absolutely super. I'd do it again and again. I wouldn't stop.
So while research has provided valuable insights, things could improve on the practical side.
Right now, sports and exercise therapy are not part of regular health insurance coverage in Germany. There are various reasons, but the insurance companies should make a move and say that they'll pay for it. We wouldn't get all patients included, but it would help to start the ball rolling and hopefully qualify for prescription.
And that is where Outdoor Against Cancer hopes to help. It organises events like the Night Hike, held simultaneously in 6 locations.
Welcome to our first night hike.
This hike by a lake outside Munich is about both exercise and education. It's also funded by the European Union in order to increase awareness of sport and cancer.
Night hike is about going out in the evening, living outdoors and enjoying the beauty of the nature and doing something for your health. So they are in a social community, they feel comfortable, they don't have to be alone at home, they do something for their health and against cancer, they do something for their physis and their psyche, they do something for a positive life. So this is our message, this is our vision, this is my vision, and I work hard for that.
Maarten van der Weijden has his own vision when it comes to helping cancer patients.
Netherlands, there are more than 100,000 people diagnosed cancer every year, and a big 40,000 do not have the luck to recover and they die, and it's a huge problem.
In 2018, he had a crazy idea. The Netherlands used to have an 11-city tour, a hugely popular speed skating event held on frozen canals. It was suspended in 1997 as winters became too warm, so van der Weijden decided to swim the tour instead.
When I decided to swim the 11-city tour, I was not aware how many kilometers the 11-city tour was. And I went back home and I was Googling, and then I found out that it was 200 kilometers. while I was Olympic champion 10 kilometers. So that was quite a long thing. But I thought, well, maybe if everything works out, maybe it's possible.
His first attempt failed after 160 kilometers and a lot of pain. But in the summer of 2019, he managed the full 200. Almost 4 days in the water, with only brief breaks for a snooze on the escort boat. But why did he do it?
From my history in the hospital where my fellow patients did not make it still doesn't feel fair. Why did I have the luck to recover and why did my fellow patients, my friends, did not have the luck? And then almost some sort of guilt started, almost a survivor guilt. And with that survivor guilt, I thought, well, I want to do everything I can to raise funds for cancer research, to increase the chance of luck for future patients.
Van der Weijden managed to raise some 12 million euros in donations through his very own 11 city tour. Precious funds that he's passing on to cancer research projects. Maarten van der Weijden may not believe in the direct healing powers of sport, but he has shown that sport can help to battle the disease.